Thank you so much for choosing Hope TV, where you look and live, today being 4th May 2024. My name is Nelius Wanjiru, and our sign language interpreter is Monica Ching. We're here to brief you on what has taken place today in the country and still outside the country. And we begin with a story from Kisii County, where the county government of Kisii is warning fishermen across the beaches in the region to steer clear of waters following the Hidaya cyclone red alert that is happening in the country. The county governor, Gideon Mungaro, has called on the residents in the lowland and still flood-prone areas to relocate to safer places, citing that expected days and weeks ahead, the rains are set to proceed. And accordingly, the County Security and Intelligence Committees of the Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi, and Lamu counties are directed to immediately issue notices to enforce a ban on the beach activities, that is fishing and swimming, and non-essential transport within the Kenya's territorial waters, and evacuate settlement deemed to close to the shore, effective today, May 2024, from 5 p.m. until and up to midnight of Monday, May 6, 2024, when the cyclone Hidaya is expected to expire.
Sasa kuna upepo umetangazwa mkali. Kwa hivyo tafadhali watu wasiende kwenye maji, si hapa si baharini. Kuna upepo umetangazwa, umeanza jana usiku na utaendelea mpaka tarehe 5. Na ukiangalia tayari kule Malindi leo shule ya Karima imeng'olewa mabati karibu yote. Kwa hivyo hii upepo, hiki kimbunga ni kikali. Tafadhalini. Na watoto mkicheza, msicheze karibu na mashule, kwa sababu upepo ukiwa mkali uking'oa mabati, au mabati yanaweza kuwakata. Unasikia? Kwa hivyo mkikaa mcheze mbali sasa. Unasikia? Mzazi kule na watu wenye nyumba na mabati, ndio upepo ukitoa mabati usiumize watoto.
And still focusing on matters safety to Kenyans, that is Kakamega, Governor Fernandez Barasa has urged the individuals to engage in mining activities within Kakamega County to cease operation temporarily, citing heightened risk posed by heavy rainfall. Addressing the media, Kakamega Governor emphasized the need for safety as quarries have become dangerous due to the ongoing downpours. Addressing the pressing issue of floods in the country and still in the county of Kakamega, he heightened the plight of families residing along River Zoya, stating that the disaster management team is actively assessing the situation to determine necessary interventions.
We have farms along rivers, especially the River Zoya, where some areas have been affected in Lugari, in Chevayo Ward. We have families which have been affected in Matungu, that is the Mamali Ward, those living around River Zoya. Tuko na Etenje in Mumiasi West, and we also have in Kisii Central, Huisero, families living along River Zoya that have been affected. So we have already advised our teams to support them. Our agricultural officers, of course, are assessing the impact of all this so that the necessary action and steps can be taken in collaboration with the national government. As I said, our disaster preparedness committee has the national government, we have the county, and then we also have other partners who are supporting issues around environment. In terms of infrastructure, how have we been affected? Some of the roads, especially Kule Shinyalu, Ingolomosio road has been cut off. Kuna barabara inaitwa Shichenje Shanda Road, which has also been affected because of the heavy rains. We have gullies which have, of course, been affected. We have a lot of erosion. So those are some of the areas which, as media, you need to inform the public just to be aware.
Away from the floods in the country, the stalemate between doctors and the government continues after the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union KMPDU failed to sign a return to work formula. In a meeting with the whole of the Nation Approach Committee that went on late into the night, accusations and counter-accusations from both parties led to a deadlock. KMPDU insists that the strike is still on, accusing the government of failure to commit to timelines of implementation of the issue raised on the strike notice. Consequently, the head of Public Service, Felix Kosgei, and the Council of Governors Health Committee Chairperson, Governor Muthomi Njuki, has said the government will be seeking from the courts to free will to sack the suspending doctors, arguing that service delivery has been hampered greatly in the past 52 days the strike has been on.
The signing today is in compliance to the court order that was issued yesterday. The judge ordered that can you now sign the documents properly, because the early agreement we had initialized as a show of progress and a show of agreement of minds. So it's the same document that we have now fully signed so that it can be deposited in court, and the judge ordered that it be deposited by 9:30 a.m. on Monday.
That the last minute, the Doctors' Union came with other issues that were not discussed yesterday in Parliament. And even for the outstanding issues, we had agreed that they will be determined by the court.
Now we head to Yamir County, where the Yamir County government has suspended 79 employees who face allegations of using fake academic credentials to gain employment. The Governor Amos Nyaribo-led administration has also stopped salaries for the said persons, saying the 79 were found to be in possession of forged documents after the county submitted credentials of 2,821 employees for verification by the Kenya National Examination Council, that is NEC, and tertiary institutions. The cases will also be submitted to the Director of Criminal Investigation, DCI, and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, for investigations and appropriate legal action.
The report by NEC from NEC indicates alterations of mini grades, subject scores, and exam center codes. In some cases, the index numbers in the certificates did not belong to the officers, while others replaced names on certificates with their own names. The affected departments include Health, which has 24 cases, Finance and Public Service, which has they have 13 cases each, Governor's Office, and the Lands, 9 cases each, Education and Environment, 3 cases each. The Gender, Trade and Public Service Board, 1 case each.
Moving on, Marago, Member of Parliament Mary Wamaua Waithera, has asked President William Ruto to fire the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Mithika Linturi, even before the report of the Parliament Committee appointed to assess the allegations raised in Parliament to remove Linturi is out. Speaking at Nanlondo Girls High School in Kabuchai constituency, Bungoma County, during the launch of drilling a borehole, Waithera said that the such Cabinet Secretaries have failed President Ruto's agenda. She added that after Linturi, the next bill is to fire the health CS Susan Humicha for what they say has failed to control the doctor strike.
Na huyo hata ni afadhali ni kwa maneno ya fertilizer. Huyu naye ambaye tunaita kuita, na tusiwe na huruma kwa yeyote. Tusiwe na huruma kwa yeyote. This is not about the religion. Yes. This is not about the county. This is not about the tribe that you come from. Yes. This is about the delivering good services. Kwa hivyo kama sisi wa Central Kenya tuliweka kidole for the impeachment of Mithika Linturi, tukijua ni wakwetu Mount Kenya region. Tunatakiwa kujua hata wakati ya kubicha ikifika, hata nyinyi tuunge mkono. Kama baya. Sio kusema huyu ni wakwetu Western. Hapana, hata sisi hatukusema hivyo. Na kubicha yeye ndiye waziri wa health. Angalia ni watu wangapi ambao mioyo yao imepotea kwa sababu madaktari wamegoma. Hata afadhali mimea inamea tu kwa sababu kuna mvua na mchanga iko. Lakini ukipoteza uhai wa mtu, huwezi urudisha. Fertilizer unaweza enda kwa duka na ununue
government spokesperson Isaac Mora has promised to lobby for passing of the disability bill, which is before the parliament, to propagate better welfare of the people with disabilities. The bill, if enacted into law, Mora said it will see parents of disabled children be exempted from paying income taxes. He observed that parents are overburdened by the need and special care their disabled children requires, thus the need to be exempted from the pay-as-you-earn tax. Speaking at Murinjanja's hospital from Murang'a, where he led distribution of assistive devices to the scores of persons with disabilities, Mora remarked the bill has overstayed in the parliament, adding that he will lobby to ensure it is sailed through the parliament and be assented into the law.
Na kile chama ambacho tutafanya kwanza ni ile sheria ambayo imekaa bungeni ya watu walemavu, lazima ipite katika kipindi hiki cha bunge ili iweze kuwa inasaidia sisi. Katika hii sheria, ile mambo ya tax exemption kwa wale watoto ambao wako na autism, tunapendekeza wazazi wao pia wapatiwe tax exemption.
And now we take a look at a special feature story prepared to us by our very own Dolly Mbuvi, where Moses Kirimi, a high school teacher in Yamir County, is a source of inspiration to many persons living with disability across the country. This despite being visually challenged for 23 years, the father of two has managed to beat all odds to pursue and achieve all his dreams of becoming a lecturer. He is now a deputy principal in Kurare Mixed Day Secondary School in Tigania West, Yamir County. Here is our own reporter Dolly Mbuvi with this special feature.
Meet Kirimi Moses, a person living with low vision. Kirimi is the deputy school principal of Kurare Mixed Day Secondary School. I first met the father of two during a church service at Sitam Meru.
It is disappointing to still see that people may tend to believe that one is not able to perform a certain task because he or she is handicapped in one way or the other.
Kirimi has walked by faith without allowing his condition to prevent him from chasing his dreams, just like those with perfect vision. He drew my attention when I realized how keen he was in following the teachings and writing them down on his notebook, just like everybody else in the congregation. It was later that I learned about his unique journey with low vision.
I'm the second born to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Wanjiru. I was born visually challenged. It's actually a congenital problem. None of the other members of our family has that problem. So this problem was diagnosed early in life, and then my parents took me to St. Lucy's Primary School, where I did go through my primary school, after which I went to Thika High School for the visually challenged. And after that, God was able to help me. I was able to go to Kenyatta University. Then I became a teacher of English and literature. My first posting was at St. Mary's Girls High School, Egoji. And as I continued teaching, having been saved as a first-year student at Kenyatta University, I really desired to know God's word well and be able to share it truthfully. So I enrolled for another degree in East African School of Theology, currently KAG East University, where I did another degree in Bible and Theology. And then after that, I also did a master's in Africa International University, and later on a PhD in religious studies at Chuka University.
Globally, it's estimated that about 1 billion people have some form of visual impairment. That's a huge number, considering that we are about 7 billion on the planet. In Kenya, we are talking about 1.1 million people with some form of vision impairment, especially attributable now, and amongst those will be patients with low vision. Children will be about half of those. It's estimated that maybe about 500,000 to 750,000 children have low vision. And therefore, there's a lot of work to be done in the area of low vision assessment and issuing of low vision devices.
Kirimi first taught at St. Mary's Girls Igoye in Meru County for 20 years upon completing his degree from the Kenyatta University. However, Kirimi attributes his success to his family, who have greatly supported him through the challenges.
When they did realize that I was visually challenged, they did support me a lot. They took me to school, St. Lucy's School, for the visually impaired. The teachers there were very supportive, and my fellow colleagues there also. Basically, even in high school, I joined a supportive institution, and even in Kenyatta University, I did find a lot of support. However, there were challenges.
Living with low vision definitely has its own set of challenges that significantly impact daily activities such as reading, cooking, and navigating unfamiliar environments. For Kirimi, as a teacher, reading faster has been a challenge.
I can see a bit, and I can read a bit slowly. So the great challenge has been to cope with the demands of studies in that condition, but of course patiently and also with support from my friends, my wife, and the institutions that I've gone through, I've been able to succeed so far.
Kirimi count his blessings. As a father of two, he narrates it has not been all rosy.
You are able to identify their strengths.
After he married his wife in 2013, they had to wait for years before they were blessed with the fruit of the womb.
We got married in 2013 and trusted the Lord to help us be good role models and examples as a family. So we began our marriage that year, but we had struggles in firstly getting children. We did trust God for children, but it really took some time. We went from one hospital to the other. The report was negative. There was little hope that we would really be able to have children, but the Lord did intervene, and we were able to get children by God's grace.
The journey, as I've seen it has not been that easy. First, I had to adapt to him having low vision. You see, in new environments, he has challenges, so you have to keep an eye on him, and you have to guide him on almost all the things, especially in a new location. But when he gets used to the place, it doesn't require a lot of guidance. And actually, I think his faith, I cannot talk more of my faith. He has very strong faith. This kept us moving. Even when I felt discouraged, you see friends, family members, even after marriage, they could still discourage because of the challenges that he has moving from one place to another. I have also assisted him in marking the papers. I'm also a teacher, and actually we teach the same subjects in secondary English and literature, and I assist him a lot in marking.
As they say,
disability is not inability.
Most of the people in the society did not expect Kirimi's ability to achieve his dreams so far.
People have not understood my ability because they really doubted my ability to pursue education to that point. Not all, but basically some. But of course, the results have proved that disability is not inability. I've been able to go through that with the grace of God.
pursuing his aspirations, Kirimi hoped to be a university lecturer.
God's grace is still sufficient in our weakness. As Paul was taught by God.
Having completed his PhD in religious studies, however, he tells us that getting an opportunity to lecture is yet to materialize.
Regardless of the condition, you could have low vision, as long as your vision is not getting to better than 618. So when you see someone with shaky eyes, we call that nystagmus. Nystagmus tells you that this person has had severe visual impairment from childhood or even from birth. So that's what that sign will tell you. So you know that this person has had severe visual impairment for a very long time. So they could have some vision, but for you to determine if it is low vision or not, you have to measure their vision, check what is the best correction you can get with glasses, and if it is worse than 618, then you'll declare them as having low vision.
According to Dr. Mushai Gashago,
because these are the eye has perfect vision.
There are several available devices in the country that can aid those living struggling with low vision, the most common being the handheld magnifier.
What does a magnifier do? It makes images or text larger so that the patient can then appreciate them better. You see, glasses do not magnify images. Glasses will focus images properly in your eye, but they do not make them larger. So you use a handheld magnifier, hold it in front of your text, and letters appear larger. So that helps quite a number of patients. Magnifiers can also be on a stand. So instead of being handheld, it's on a stand. So you place it on top of whatever material you're trying to read. And that's a stand magnifier. There are also what are called domes. It's like a lens that you place on a magazine. Because some patients have other problems. Let's say you have Parkinson's disease and you have a tremor. Now you're trying to hold a lens, it's just shaking. You can't use that. So a dome sits on a magazine or a newspaper and magnifies text. And therefore, you don't have to hold it. You just move it along as you read.
For someone living with a disability of any kind, here is a worth saying. Your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to pursue happiness and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. Dolly Murikimbovi for Hope TV.
That is so and very, very informative. Thank you so much, Dolly, for that feature story. And we continue to wish Kirimi and the family very best in life. We move on, where Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, has underscored the vast opportunity available in Africa for green investments. Addressing the high-level gathering of the Nordic Africa Business Meeting in Copenhagen, Denmark, Mudavadi urged Nordic nations to capitalize on significant reforms undertaken by African countries over time. He said these reforms have made investing in the continent far less risky than is often perceived.
This agreement has now opened an opportunity for us to access 27 European Union countries, duty-free for our exports, or tariff-free, and also quota-free. So now there's a serious agenda on our part to be able to go back and look at the value chains, working with our farmers, working with our manufacturers, so that we can take full advantage of this engagement. So I would say that it should not end with Kenya. And I'm happy to announce here that I think Rwanda has already indicated that they also want to pursue and achieve the same. And it is possible for other countries to be able to achieve that engagement. Yesterday when I spoke, I talked about intra-Africa trade as it stands now. Is about, the volume is about 30% amongst ourselves within the continent. And 70% of our trade is actually with the outside market, which is good. But we can leverage on that to also grow the intra-African trade and investment. And such agreements as the EPA provide that opportunity. And I think we as Africans are now the lion that you're talking about.
Now we go to the world of sports, where Ulinzi Starlets advanced to their third consecutive final in the FKF Women's Cup after clinching victory against Kenya Police Bullets on Saturday, May 4, 2024 at Dandora Stadium. Kenya Police Bullets initially took the lead in the 64th minute through Lydia Court's penalty goal. However, the advantage was short-lived as Lucia Court equalized just 7 minutes later, leading to a penalty shootout.
Aliofunga Vihiga kwenye mechi ya ligi na si mgeni unajulikana kama Ozil. Haya, Lydia Ozil Akoth anakumbana naye Judith Omondi. Lydia Ozil Akoth kwa Kenya Police kifua mbele, Judith Omondi kwa rudisha Ulinzi Starlets mchezoni. Hesabu magusi sita mtu mzima, Lydia Ozil Akoth! Lydia Ozil Akoth anaipatia Kenya Police Bullets bao la kwanza. Dakika 64 ya mchezo, Kenya Police Bullets bao moja, Ulinzi Starlets 0. Ilikuwa ni penalty ya ustadi sana kama kawaida yake. Tumesema ni mjuzi wa hizi shughuli. Ozil aliwazamisha Legacy Makers na sasa anawazamisha magwija wa ili shindano. Ulinzi wanachungulia kuondosha kwenye haya mashindano. Kwa ni pasi nzuri kutoka kwa Lucy Kwekwe. Kaipenyeza, kajaribu kuondosha ni Tabitha. Akakosa pasi, akamfikia Rebecca Okwaro. Akapewa hekabu kuja kumaliza. Piga kazi nzuri sana Judith hapa. Hakuona la kufanya jamani. Hakudiriki angalau hata kupiga mbizi, kwa sababu unapiga mbizi kwa nchi kavu haiwezekani. Kenya Police Bullets goli la kwanza. Ulinzi bado wanasaka, hawajapata kitu. Na iwapo mechi itaendelea hivi basi
Now we come to the end of our news bulletin tonight. Many thanks to everyone that made it a success for the Hope TV News Watch tonight. My name is Nelius Wanjiru, and our sign language interpreter has been Monica Cheng. Till next time, have a good night and a blessed weekend.